Hey, what's up, guys? This morning, just walking around with my boy here, Innocent. You know, every time I come down here and I walk in these fields, it feels like it's a long time since I left UK to come down here and get started with this. Truth is, it's only been less than 3 months since we started doing this, and up until the past 3 months, I was holding a corporate job where I was waking up every morning, then we would go to, I would go to work and come back. I still felt something missing. And I think having come back home in Malawi and spent time doing what I'm doing at the moment, it feels like I'm home. And for most of you guys, I know that getting started with something like what we're doing here is the biggest challenge, because really you're taking a bet on yourself. You're betting that probably the move that you're making, you're not going to get anything wrong. But when I look back at some of the things that I've accomplished in my life, I think most of the successes that I've seen in my life is because I took a chance at myself. And there's no better way of doing that other than taking control of your time. This piece of land, this farm is sitting on 15 hectares. That's something that I don't take for granted. And for most of you guys who are thinking about starting an organic farm or maybe setting up your own pottery shop, you're not going to know what you're capable of doing up until you get started. Yes, there are a lot of challenges along the way. I'm not saying that it's going to be a smooth sailing, but one thing that I've come to learn is when you have a dream and when you have other people that you can share with and ask them to come along with you, they'll pretty much drop everything that they had and come and help you achieve your dream. And I think this is exactly what this young man here is doing. He looks so young and innocent, as his name is. But I can tell you that most of the things that are happening here, he's the one who is making it happen. I'm just like a conductor in the background, studying the chess, helping him, get whatever resources that he needs so he can move around with the team that he has in place here. And for most of you guys in the diaspora, probably are looking into getting back home and probably have something like this in place. I don't think there's a better way of doing it other than thinking of this as an investment. Because for me, without these guys, without the entire team that's working with me here, I don't think anything that we're doing here would be possible. But I'm happy that we're able to do what we're doing here because we've found people that we would call partners. These are the guys who are waking up every morning. They pick up their panga knives, they bring their hoes, and then they come here and start, working. As hot as it is, believe you me or not, there are some guys that are here working in this scorching heat, and they really, what they are looking for is just to make sure that they support this dream that I have. So if you're living in the UK, in Canada, in America, or in Australia, wherever you are, chances are that probably maybe you've been thinking about starting an investment home, like starting a farm or maybe growing some crops or keeping some animals. Don't just watch YouTube videos and sit back and hope that probably maybe at some point you're going to do it. I literally just packed my bags and came here with a little bit of research and a bit of information. And I can show you this guy here. He dropped everything that he knows. He came and joined me so we can make this happen. So I'm telling you, if you have a dream on your own, I don't think that you're going to be able to make it without other people, without asking other people like these guys who are working with me here to come and join you. And the funny thing is, when I was coming here, especially in this area where I'm working, I didn't know anybody. But these guys have become my family now. And everywhere I look around, I see opportunities. On this piece of land where I'm standing, we've grown a lot of crops. Most of them, we are strategically choosing them to grow because we have what we call a big picture. We think we can do better than what, normal farming as you know it used to be done. I grew up in the village. Most of my life, if I've had money when I was young, has always come from farming. Either I would grow crops on my own family piece of land and sell that, those crops and then make a bit of money. If it wasn't that, then I would ask some people who have, their own farms, just like this one, for me to help them weed, and then they would give me, money. Think of it as a freelancer. When you ask a freelancer to write a blog post for you, you pay them for the work that they've done. And once they get paid, it stops there. That's the end of it. But for the owner of the blog, that blog post continues to make money for over and over. And I think in farming it's the same thing. On the other side of the piece of land over that side, I've planted a bit of sugar canes. On the other side, I've got bananas. On the other side, I've got corn and all these other things. My point is, I'm planting crops that I can harvest once and they're gone. But I'm also planting crops that I'm harvesting over and over and over, especially from the tomato side over that side. Some of the crops are indeterminate type of tomatoes that you can harvest for as long as 6, 8, or 9 months. But the guys who helped me planting those tomatoes, they got paid once, and that was it. So if you're in the diaspora and you're thinking about doing something that probably may be, something that you can build better back home before you come down here, I think whether starting a poultry farm or starting an organic farm or maybe a mixed farm like I have, because I have animals, I have crops, multiple types of crops that I'm keeping here. We have beehives, and we have big plans. We want to make sure that we are not just growing crops and selling them as raw materials. We want to add value. We want to to sell branded products. We are keeping animals that we are predominantly keeping them because down the road we want to produce like pet food and all sorts of things. So we do have big plans going forward. My point is 3 months ago I didn't have this. I'm still building, but I'm not exactly where I was 3 months ago. And if you look back, probably you might find that if you had started at the same time that I started working on this piece of land, it doesn't matter which part of the world that you live in, that could have still been possible, because all you need is a team on the ground, just like this guy here. The entire team that I've built here is built around you. All right? Everyone who is doing whatever they are doing it revolves around decisions that are made between him and me. Most of the times, I'm in the city. I come back here 2-3 days a week, or maybe sometimes once, and then I dash back into the city and the life goes on. And I don't think that is any different if I was in London or if I was in Sydney or in New York. I would still do the same. As long as I have a team in place that can do that, I'll still be doing the same thing. And on this piece of land where we're standing, on the other side of the farm, I still got about 24 acres that are just sitting. I haven't started working on it. My thinking is I want to help 10 more people come and set up a farm there. You can take either an acre or 2. Try it out and see if it's something that you think you can stomach. And as long as I'm here and my team is here, building your own team is not something that I think is going to be difficult for you guys. I'm living the experience. I'm going and doing things like this on a day-to-day basis. And some of the things, I don't know what I'm going to wake up to tomorrow in the morning. But the one thing that I love is the fact that when I look back at the investment that I've made here for the past 3 months, the revenue that's forecasted to come out of here is 2-3 times multiples what I make in a year in the UK, right? So it's not just about money for me, it's about also satisfaction that I get. I get to wake up at my own time. I don't have to worry about rushing, in the midst of traffic jams and everything. I wake up and eat my breakfast peacefully and then come to work here. And my team is already doing what they're doing. And for those of you who are thinking about probably building wealth, there is no better way of building wealth than owning something. This is something that I own now. Most of the people that I know who are successful in what they do, they are successful simply because they have systems that they own that generate money over and over. They own IPs, they own businesses. This is my corner of ownership, where I own an asset now that I can call my own. But when I also jump on YouTube like this and create a piece of content, this is another asset as well that I own. I don't know about you, but there's nothing that's gonna better. That's going to be far much better for you if you're living in diaspora than building back home. Something that I think when you come back home and you can actually kind of like have somewhere you can start from. And for me, this is it. In my previous video, I did talk about the value chain in agriculture industry. You can finance, you can aggregate commodities and export, but you can also, grow crops directly, or you can buy and repackage and brand products that are being produced here. You can manufacture equipment that's used in the agricultural industry. There are so many avenues, there are so many revenue avenues that I think you can actually work on and latch on. But you've got to start. That's the main thing. You have to start. And you would think when I was starting this, probably I had a lot of money to start this. No. I just started. That's it. I'll see you in the next video.